You just found the perfect piece of land for your next industrial development project. The numbers look flawless. The vacancy numbers in the area are all-time low, and rents and absorption are growing like never before. There's just one little problem. The owner doesn't want to sell. But you are not one of those who gives up at the first hurdle, right? So you go with the owner and propose to lease the land for 50 years. Then you go with the bank and ask for a construction loan, but this time you're not signing a mortgage, but you can pledge the lease agreement as collateral. The owner now is happy because he will keep the land, and you are too, because you will be receiving the cash flow for 50 years. This type of arrangement is called ground lease. And in this video, I'm gonna teach you how it works and, most important, how to make money with that. So stick around to find out. Okay, so let's take a look at how ground lease works. The first thing you have to know about this ground lease, it's lease agreement. It's, as the name says, for land, but can also include buildings. Okay, the difference is you have the grant from the landlord to sublease. It's like a master lease. If it has buildings, it's like a master lease. So you can sublease, but in ground lease, you can also build something new on the ground. So most of the times it's just for land. It's vacant land. The second thing, it's usually ground lease. It's for more than 30 years. 30 usually to 99 years in different states, but usually 30 to 99 years. Why so long? Because everything you build in the land at the end of the lease agreement will be owned by the landlord. So that's why you have to sign for too many years, so you make sure you take as many cash flows as you can, as many rents. As I mentioned, in a ground lease, you have a construction clause, because usually you want to build something, because the owner doesn't, like in this example, the owner doesn't want to sell, but you are leasing now the land, but you still want to build something. Okay, so you need a construction clause, so the owner gives you or grants you the permit to build. You go with the city, you get the same permits, but this time, since you are not the owner, the landlord has to sign for those construction permits or those building permits. Maybe some cities, if you have the ground lease, they will in the ground, and you have the construction clause in the ground lease, maybe they will not call the owner because you already have the permit. But in some other cities, they will call the owner so he can sign and you can build and get the permit. Another thing is, as I mentioned, the landlord will own the building at the end of the lease. So if you are leasing a piece of land for 50 years and you are going to build a warehouse there, then at the end of the lease, the landlord will own that building. So you have to know that in advance. Okay? So what you do if you are building something, maybe if the market rent for a piece of land, let's say $10 or $5 per square feet, since you are building something and at the end of the lease you are giving away that building to the landlord, maybe you can negotiate a rent for $4. So you are taking into account in the rent, because it's like a credit, it's like a loan you are giving to the landlord, because you are selling the building. So you can ask the landlord to go a little bit down. That's what you can do with the rents. So the landlord pays for the building. So the sublease, you also have the sublease clause. So as I mentioned, this is like a master lease agreement. You remember the master lease agreement? The master lease, you have a building, you lease it, and then the landlord gives you the permit or grants you the permit to sublease and to find your own tenants. So this is the same thing, because in this example, in the warehouse, you are going to build a warehouse, but you are going to find a new tenant for that warehouse. Remember, you are the first tenant because you are leasing already from the landlord. But then when you finish the construction, you will have a new tenant. So you need the sublease clause. So in order to can sublease to that tenant. So you also need the non-disturbance clause in the ground lease agreement. What is a non-disturbance clause? Because you are leasing from the landlord this piece of land, the landlord can go to the bank and get a loan and put that land in as a warranty, as a collateral. Sign a mortgage, and then that land has a lien. Okay? So if the landlord doesn't pay that loan, if you don't have this non-disturbance clause, the bank or the creditor for that loan can evict you and evict the subtenants. So you need this non-disturbance clause. So in case the landlord goes and get a mortgage for that piece of land, then if he doesn't pay, the creditors will not be able to evict you because this non-disturbance clause, they have to hold the lease agreement. Okay? So the next one, it's you cannot go to get a mortgage. If you want to build this warehouse here, you cannot get a construction loan and then simply sign a mortgage here and get the loan because you are not the owner. Okay? This is not a freehold estate. Like most of the sales out there, they are freehold estates. So you are the owner there. But this is a leasehold estate. So you are not the owner, but you have a right to lease here. So what you can do here is you can pledge the agreement, okay? Because you can pledge those rights, the leasehold estate, okay? And then the bank can give you the money. And so if you don't pay, the way they can have their money back, it's the bank will be the new tenant, okay? And because they will be the new owners of the lease agreement. So the next one, this is good for those who don't want to pay taxes or to make more money. You can deduct 100% of the lease. This is good because when you are leasing, all those payments for the lease, you can deduct. You can write off your taxes. So that will be the part for the land. The land payments, you will be able to deduct the rents. And then for the building, you can depreciate 100% of the investment. Okay? Because remember, for depreciation, you can depreciate only the building. You cannot depreciate the land. Okay? You cannot depreciate the land, but you can depreciate the building. Either if it is residential, I think it's 27.5 years, and for commercial, it's 30, I don't remember, 30 something. But you can depreciate 100% of the building along that time, okay? Because you are not the owner of the land. But since you are paying a lease on the land, you can depreciate also the lease. So with this, you can have more money back. You can pay less taxes, okay? So the last thing, you need less equity for this because in the capital stack, it's like you are having two loans. It's not two loans, but you only have, for example, in this example, if you build a warehouse and you go get a construction loan, you have that loan, you have one loan. But you didn't pay for the land because the land is not yours. You are only renting the land. So you have more. For example, if the bank asks you for, let's say, a $5 million warehouse, okay? So if that warehouse, if you are paying for the building and the land, you will be putting $1 million on equity, okay? But if you are for a 80% LTV, you are putting $1 million on equity. But if you are paying only for the building, okay, and the part of the land, let's say the land is 2 million, then the building is 3 million, okay? And if the bank asks you for the same 80% of that money, then if the building costs 3 million, that means you are only putting $600,000 instead of 1 million, okay? Because you are only getting the loan for the building part, okay? So for those 3 million, if they ask you for a down payment, they will ask you for 20%, which is $600,000, okay? And the land, you will not pay for the land because you are already leasing the land. So you need less money to put this deal in place, okay? So that's the last one, pros of the ground lease. So in the next whiteboard, I'm gonna show you how deal with a ground lease should look like. So now let's find out how a project with a ground lease versus a project without a ground lease looks like. So we have here a 5 million ground lease, well, a 5 million project for an industrial warehouse, and we are comparing taking a ground lease and without a ground lease. So the land size is roughly 2 acres, and the land value 2 million, okay? And the building size, it's 30,000 square feet for this building. The construction cost for this building will be around 3 million, okay? And the ground lease, we are going to set 4% cap rate for this one because ground lease is less risky, so has the lowest cap rate, okay? So will be around 80,000 a year. So it's just the value of the land times the 4%, and it is 80,000. The construction loan to value, it's 70%, or the loan to value it's 70%, and the rate will be 6%, okay? The rate for that loan, for the perm loan, okay? The net operating income before the ground lease, we are not taking into account the ground lease here yet, it's $12 per square feet. So that will be $360,000 a year, okay? Net operating income. Okay, so let's find how it will look like without a ground lease. So we are going to take only a construction loan, and we are going to purchase the land and also the construction. So for this, since the project is 5 million, 2 million land plus 3 million construction, the bank is going to lend us 70% only. So they are going to lend us 3.5 million. Okay, so the equity we need to raise from investors or maybe from our pocket, it's 1.5 million. Okay, so what is the cash flow? The cash flow will be around, we calculate the annual interest because we are going to take the 3.5 million for the loan, and we are going to pay 7%. Okay, this is for the perm loan. Okay, so we are paying 7%, so we are paying annually $245,000. Okay, for the annual rent, since we are not taking in this option the ground lease, we are paying $0. Okay, and so let's calculate the cash flow. So we have 360,000 NOI less the debt service, which is 245,000. So we end up with $115,000, okay, for the option without taking a ground lease, only construction loan. Okay, so now let's compare with if we take the construction loan and we take also the ground lease. Okay, so this time we are only going to take the construction loan because the land we are going to lease, we are not purchasing. So this will be the 3 million for the construction times the 70% loan to value, which will be 2.1 million. Okay, so how much equity do we need to raise from investors? we need 3 million for the construction, less the loan, which is 2.1 million. It is less than 1 million, $0.9 million. Okay, so it will be less than the option not taking the ground lease. Okay, so now let's see the cash flow. Okay, so for the cash flow, the annual interest of the loan will be 2.1 million times the 7%. Okay, interest. So that will be $147,000. Okay, this time we are taking the ground lease. Okay, so we are paying an extra $80,000. Okay, remember the 2 million times the 4% cap rate. So we are paying $80,000 a year for the ground lease, for the lease. Okay, so let's calculate the cash flow. So we have the same 360,000 NOI less the debt service, which is lower than this because we are taking less debt here. So will be 147,000 and less the ground lease, which will be $80,000. Okay, for this we are considering interest only loan, so we are only paying the interest. Okay, so we have for cash flow $133,000. So as you can see, we have more cash flow here in the ground lease, okay, than the case for not taking the ground lease. Why? Because we take more debt here, and the debt here is 7% rate, and the cap rate for that same lease it's only 4%. Okay, that's why we are keeping more cash flow here, and also we need less money. And there's a third thing that I didn't show you here, that is the taxes. Okay, this is before taxes. So when we calculate the taxes, we can also depreciate the lease, so we will be paying hopefully less taxes than this in this option. Okay, so this is an example of how a ground lease should look like. In this video, I show you how you can make reality a real estate development project even if the owner of the land doesn't want to sell. What other things do you think ground lease is useful for? Write your opinion on the comments. Thank you for watching the full video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me a lot to spread the word. And if you want to keep watching my videos, hit the subscribe button. That way you will receive a notification every time I upload a new video. If you want to start investing in commercial real estate, but maybe you don't have the time or you don't have the money, you can join my exclusive investor club. My investors start investing by $20,000, and the best of it is totally stress-free. I manage everything. You can join by clicking on the link on the description below, and that way I will send you an email every time I find an investment opportunity for you. Thank you for watching the full video and reaching this point. I see you on the next one, but first I will leave you with 2 more videos here.